Wrestling Region CC, your ultimate wrestling news source. What's up, wrestling family? Welcome back to Wrestling Region CC, where we break down the biggest stories in professional wrestling. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because we're bringing you the hottest wrestling news, rumors, and analysis every single day. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most shocking wrestling stories of September 2025, the sudden and mysterious release of Andrade from WWE. Just when we thought Andrade had found his footing in WWE again, the wrestling world was stunned to learn that the former NXT champion has reportedly parted ways with the company for the second time in just 4 years. This isn't your typical budget cut or creative differences story. This one has layers that go much deeper than what meets the eye. Andrade's profile was quietly moved to WWE's alumni section, confirming his departure after what many are calling an underwhelming second run with the company. His last televised appearance was at SummerSlam 2025, where he teamed with Rey Fenix in a 6-team TLC match for the Tag Team Championships. Andrade made his surprise return to WWE at the 2024 Royal Rumble, entering as an unexpected participant in the Men's Royal Rumble match where he was eliminated by Bronson Reed. This marked his second tenure with the company after nearly 3 years away. During his time away from WWE, Andrade had what many would describe as a turbulent run in All Elite Wrestling. His AEW stint was marked by inconsistency, backstage tensions, and injuries that prevented him from reaching his full potential. His run there was marred by inconsistency and a backstage altercation with Sammy Guevara in 2022, which many fans remember as a significant low point in his career. When his AEW contract expired at the end of 2023, many expected him to stay with Tony Khan's promotion. However, Andrade shocked everyone by returning to the company that had granted his release just 3 years earlier. Here's where the story gets interesting, and frankly, concerning for Andrade's professional reputation. During his second WWE run, he won the WWE Speed Championship last June and nearly won the 2025 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, ultimately finishing as runner-up to Carmelo Hayes. On paper, this doesn't sound like the resume of someone who should be getting released. So what really happened behind the scenes? This is where our investigation takes a serious turn. According to Dave Meltzer from Wrestling Observer Radio, Andrade's release occurred for disciplinary reasons. I've seen all the speculation everywhere, and I don't know the whole story, but I do know it was a discipline thing, Meltzer indicated. But it gets even more alarming. PW Insider's Mike Johnson reported that the reason why Andrade wasn't able to get contacted is because he left the US to go to an unnamed South American country, and that he was not responding to the company's messages. Let that sink in for a moment. We're talking about a professional wrestler under contract with the world's biggest wrestling promotion, who allegedly became unreachable by leaving the country without proper communication with his employer. This isn't just unprofessional, it's potentially career-damaging behavior that could have serious ramifications for his future in the business. What makes this situation even more concerning is that this appears to be part of a pattern with Andrade. Remember, his first WWE departure in 2021 was also surrounded by tension and frustration. He requested his release from WWE, citing creative differences and lack of opportunities. Then, during his AEW run, there were reports of backstage issues and that infamous altercation with Sammy Guevara. According to reports, AEW thought it had an agreement in place with Andrade on a new contract, but he decided to leave and sign with WWE in 2024. This suggests a pattern of contractual complications and potentially burning bridges with promotions. Now, we're seeing similar issues arise with his second WWE run. Unlike many past roster cuts, Andrade's release was not tied to budget reductions. PW Insider's Mike Johnson also confirmed the news, reporting that it was WWE's decision to part ways. While disciplinary issues seem to be the primary reason for his release, it's important to acknowledge that Andrade's second WWE run never really found its creative footing. Despite his obvious in-ring talent and charisma, he seemed to struggle to find meaningful storylines and feuds that could showcase his abilities. His second run in WWE was far shorter and less successful than his first, as the only title he held was the WWE Speed Championship. Compare this to his first WWE run from 2015-2021, where he captured both the NXT Championship and the WWE United States Championship, and it's clear that lightning didn't strike twice. The WWE Speed Championship, while a legitimate title, is primarily featured on WWE's streaming content and doesn't carry the same prestige or visibility as traditional WWE championships. This might have contributed to Andrade's frustration with his booking and position on the roster. The big question now is, where does Andrade go from here? His options appear to be more limited than ever before. AEW thought it had an agreement with him before he left for WWE, and his previous run there never resulted in championship success. Given the way he left both companies, there might be some burned bridges to repair. The wrestling business is built on relationships and trust. When a performer develops a reputation for being difficult to work with or unreliable, it can severely limit their opportunities, regardless of their in-ring abilities. Andrade is undeniably talented. His work in CMLL, NXT, and even his limited main roster appearances have shown that he can deliver when given the right platform. However, talent alone isn't enough in today's wrestling landscape. Promoters want performers who are reliable, professional, and committed to the long-term success of their companies. If the reports about disciplinary issues and becoming unreachable are accurate, Andrade may need to do some serious self-reflection and reputation rebuilding. This situation also highlights some broader issues in professional wrestling regarding talent relations and expectations. The modern wrestling landscape offers performers more options than ever before, with AEW, WWE, NJPW, Impact Wrestling, and numerous other promotions providing opportunities for wrestlers to make a living. However, with these opportunities comes the expectation of professionalism and reliability. Wrestling companies invest significant time, money, and creative energy into their performers. When someone repeatedly has issues with different promotions, it raises questions about whether the problem lies with the companies or with the individual. If Andrade wants to continue his wrestling career at the highest level, he'll need to address whatever issues led to his release from WWE. This might mean taking time for personal reflection, potentially seeking professional help if needed, and demonstrating through his actions that he's committed to being a reliable, professional performer. The wrestling world has seen many comeback stories. Performers who have made mistakes, learned from them, and returned stronger than ever. Jeff Hardy, for example, has had multiple personal and professional struggles but has managed to rebuild his career through demonstrated commitment and changed behavior. Andrade has the talent to be a major star in professional wrestling. His work in Mexico with CMLL, his NXT Championship run, and moments of brilliance throughout his career have proven that. The question now is whether he has the personal discipline and professional maturity to maximize that talent. For aspiring wrestlers and fans of the business, Andrade's situation serves as an important lesson. Professional wrestling, despite its entertainment aspects, is still a business. Companies invest in performers with the expectation that they'll fulfill their contractual obligations professionally and reliably. Talent will only take you so far. The wrestlers who have the longest, most successful careers are typically those who combine their in-ring abilities with professionalism, reliability, and the ability to work well with others. The wrestling business is smaller than it appears, and reputations, both good and bad, travel fast. The real reason behind Andrade's WWE release appears to be a combination of disciplinary issues and alleged unprofessional behavior, including reportedly becoming unreachable by leaving the country without proper communication. While this is disappointing for fans who wanted to see him succeed in his second WWE run, it's not necessarily the end of his story. Wrestling is a business of second chances, and sometimes third chances. If Andrade can address whatever personal or professional issues led to this situation, there's still potential for him to have a successful career. However, he'll need to prove through his actions that he's learned from these experiences and is committed to being the reliable, professional performer that promotions need. What are your thoughts on Andrade's release? Do you think he'll be able to rebuild his reputation and find success elsewhere, or have these repeated issues damaged his standing in the wrestling world too severely? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you found our analysis insightful, subscribe to Wrestling Region CC for more breaking wrestling news and analysis, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest content. We'll continue following this story as it develops and bring you all the latest updates on Andrade's future in professional wrestling. Thanks for watching Wrestling Region CC, we'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned to Wrestling Region CC for all the latest wrestling news, rumors, and analysis. Subscribe now and join the conversation in the comments below. **